What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am very excited because I've been a Scream fan since I was 10 years old, and Scream 7 comes out in a month. Last week, we got a teaser, potentially the last teaser, and the official poster. So I wanted to talk about the poster and talk about what I feel we're going to see as we head into Scream 7. Can't believe I'm saying Scream 7. Please leave a like on the video, and let's get into it. All right, so here's the poster. I'll just sit myself down there, right between everybody. So, Scream 7's poster. Okay, we start with Fear Hits Home. We have our OG girl, Sidney Prescott, and I believe this is Sidney's daughter. I do not know the name of the actress, but from what I understand, they're playing Sidney's daughter, so it involves her and her friend group being terrorized. There are a lot of hints that it's going to be Stu Macher involved, that he has been locked away in an asylum or some type of jail for the last 30 years. It is an anniversary, of course. They've had plans to bring back Stu. For those of you who are not too familiar, they originally planned for Scream 3 back in 2000 was to bring Stu back and have him controlling killers from jail as like a mentor. But when Columbine happened, they nixed that, understandably. And it's always been floating in people's heads like, is Stu going to be the killer? In fact, the last two movies, I've been drawn to the theater specifically to wonder, like, how are they going to bring Stu back? Because they seem to want to do it. In their latest teaser, they actually have a Stu quote, and it almost sounds like it's a new recording of him saying, "This is going to be fun."
This is going to be fun.
Perhaps they just messed with the audio. The last movie, they brought back Stu's partner, Billy. Not partner, but his partner in crime, Billy. And they did it through some weird CGI where they de-aged the actor and stuff, and I hope they don't do that. I hope they do the real thing with that's actually Stu. It's not some like vision of Stu. But anyway, back to the cast of this movie that we know is in fact in it, even though we all know, Matthew Lillard is somehow going to be in it. We have good old Gale Weathers. Courtney Cox is in it. Sans Dewey. Now, apparently Dewey is in this movie also, but who knows if that's just going to be flashbacks or a ghost or what. It seems silly that they would have killed him and he would be a mystery to all these people. Over on the right here, we have Chad and Mindy Meeks Martin. They are the connection to the previous two movies, where the protagonists there, Sam and Tara, I think? I forget exactly. They were written out of the movies. They're no longer they are now persona non grata with Scream for some reason. I didn't follow all the drama. But after Scream put all their eggs in the basket of those two actresses, they're now out. So these two people are kind of floating on an island on their own. I assume they're ripe for being killed. Chad was all right. He's Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son, which once you notice that, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But he was just a generic Chad, unfortunately, in the movies. Nothing too special. He was almost like potentially a love interest for one of the girls that's now no longer here. And then you have Mindy, and she's kind of like the overacting, like they're both supposedly nephew and niece of Randy from the original two movies. But her version of like this is what's going to happen in this movie, it's so performative and over the top and silly. Not a fan. Not sure who this young lady is here. This appears to be Kirby from Scream 4 that came back in the last movie as an FBI agent. Kirby was famously killed, but then it came back, which people were wondering about. Here's Ethan Embry. He almost looks like he's in a chef's or like some kind of weird not chef, he's like a white outfit. Is he an orderly? I don't know. There were talks that maybe Stu has been in a mental hospital, so an orderly would make sense. But that's Ethan Embry, classic 90s character. You know him from, Vegas Vacation and Can't Hardly Wait, movies like that. And over here on the left, we have completely new characters. We have Joel McHale as Sidney's husband. Now, in the teaser and the trailer we've seen so far, it looks like he gets jumped and stabbed. I can't imagine they would give away a killing like that in the trailer, so maybe he just gets incapacitated for the movie or for most of it. But they do also have a history in Scream of having a well-known person killed pretty early in the movie to set the stage. So otherwise, no idea who these people are. It almost looks like an investigator here, some type of eccentric over here, and then generic teenage friends of Sidney's daughter. And then here we have, it looks like the original house, and Ghostface coming out of it. So, as a Scream fan, how could you not be excited about the potential of a movie like this? All the movies have been, to varying levels, pretty enjoyable so far. The only ones I didn't like, I mean, Scream 3 has its moments that aren't so great, and the last two, they kind of meld together. I like Scream 5. Scream 6 I wasn't as big of a fan of. So anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments. Please leave a like and a comment on the video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.